Hi, what's going on, everyone? Give everyone a second to get in here, and then we will chat about some baseball and any other questions you guys have. Shift this over a little bit, right about there. Oh, why my hat always looks crooked when I'm on here. Oh, I guess we don't want to. I guess the camera wants to go over there, so we'll just leave it there. All right, hi Jordy. Hi Ben. Hey Gavin. All right, we got, I don't know what happened in here. Laura did some shopping or something. I've got clothes surrounding me. Oh, what is going on? Let me make some room here. Hey Zach, what's up, Jack? Hello Robert, Logan, John, what's going on? Hi Dodgers. Hello Lara, Lara's here. Hello Jonathan. Hi Aiden. Hello Hayden. Am I a coward and a con artist? I don't know what that means. Good, Gibby. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, John. Same to you. What's up, Mac? I don't think Vlad Jr. is overhyped now. I have not played Diamond Dynasty in a while. Hello, Evan. I am excited for NFL playoffs. I don't think. Do I think Bauer should go to the Giants? I don't think he'll end up with the Giants. I have a PS4. Shout out to Colt K. Big Dom Stud, what's going on? Thanks, Chris. Glad they're helpful. Colt K, did I just give you a shout out? I think I did. There you go. Pat's quarterback next season? I want Patrick Mahomes. Any chance we can get him? You think he'll be on the market? I'd rather hit Kershaw's curve. I don't want to get in there against a 103 mile an hour fastball. No, I won't fill up. Any video I put on YouTube will be out there, and I'll still keep putting out hitting videos. Essentially, what the hitting course is that I just put out is, I've put out thousands of videos, but this is an easier way to basically get all my information condensed into one thing where you know where it is. And a lot of times in YouTube videos, I just kind of press play and I just babble on for a long time. And this is much more edited and organized. And also just a lot of my drills that we do. So I have drills on YouTube, but I don't have a lot of them. And so this is basically all of them that we do at our players. Was Bakersfield the worst clubhouse? Actually, I never played in Bakersfield. I got called up before we ever played there. Yeah, Laura does like it, Big Dom. How long does it take for a player to grow into their body? Well, I think it depends. I mean, probably depends on how old they are, how quickly they're growing, how strong they are. EB, we are so far. So, I mean, the kids are getting bored. With a lot of the things that they like to do aren't open and all that. So, but they're hanging in there. How do you stay balanced while hitting? Balance is an interesting question. For me, a lot of balance is being in, good posture. So slightly over the plate with their chest and your butt out. I think some of it's striding straight. If you dive into the plate and your momentum's moving this way, and then I've got to be able to rotate, it becomes a little tougher to have good balance. So biggest thing I think is good posture, stride straight. And if you swing and stay in good posture, you should be okay. And for me, also, good balance isn't meaning that you have to swing and be able to hold this beautiful finish, because there are guys that, especially if you swing and miss, you might fall over the plate. But it's about not falling this way, but being over the plate if you swing and miss, or even if you make contact. So hopefully that all makes sense. We got some super chats, everybody. Let's hold on one sec. Let's go through the super chats. Dan's Dailies. Hi, Dan. Long time no talk. What's up, Matt? I hope all is well with the family. Do you pay attention to the XL teams in Alabama? The XL teams in Alabama? I guess I don't. I don't believe so. Elaborate on that, Dan. Don't put it. Don't put it in the super chat though. Just put it in the normal thing. Hopefully, I see it. Thank you for the super chat though. Yankee the Wolf. Thank you for the super chat, Matt. If you were to live in New York, which teams would you root for? These three sports: Yankees or Mets, Rangers or Islanders, or Giants, Jets, or Bills. Okay. I'd root for the Yankees over the Mets. People might think that's weird because I'm from Boston, but Yankees over Mets. I would root for probably Rangers over Islanders, although I don't know because I'm not a big NHL fan. Or Giants, Jets, or Bills. Okay, so Bills. I can't root for the Jets because I'm a huge Pats fan, and I don't like the Jets. I can't root for the Giants because they beat the Pats in 2 Super Bowls. And even though the Bills are in the AFC East, I don't know. I like the Bills this year. I like Josh Allen, and I like the way they play. I think they're a solid team. How about them Cowboys? How about that NFC East, huh? 97-mile-an-hour exit speed that would be elite for 16. Oh yeah, that's right. I got my Plate Crate shirt on. Mickey Stanley, I'll look him up. 2-hand or 1-hand finish? I think you can finish with 2 hands or 1 hand. In my opinion, if there was a better way to do it, if 2 hands was the best way or 1 hand was the best way, then you'd see everybody at the highest level doing that. But, when I watch Major League Baseball, I see some guys finish with 2 and some guys finish with 1. And so I don't think... Hey, Glenn, what's going on? Is 86 to 88 exit velo good? Yeah, I think anywhere around 90 is pretty darn good. Why am I trying to sell unproven and sham supplements on my YouTube page? I have no idea. Oh, you're talking about, I'm not trying to sell anything. You're talking about supplement. I get asked all the time about supplements that, I used. I am not an expert in supplements. I just know that I used, when I was playing, I would have protein shake and I would have creatine, and both worked really well for me. And so I'm not selling any or trying to sell any. I just put that on there because I get asked all the time, what books are, good baseball books or good sports books for coaches and players. I get asked all the time what supplements I use and what supplements are good. Again, I'm not an expert, so I have no idea about the sham things you're talking about. I'm not sure. I think I have a super chat though, everybody. Aaron Davis, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you think they should outlaw the shift in baseball? I personally don't think so. I think that you should be able to basically do whatever you want. If you want to play everyone at third base, play everyone at third base. If you want to play everyone in the outfield, play everyone in the outfield. Play everyone in the infield, play everyone in the infield. That's what I think. It is a good question, though, but I don't think they should put any rules in saying you can only have so many infielders on a certain side of the base or anything like that. My 60-yard dash time was a 6.6. All right, everyone, could you all do me a favor? Since we have 100 people in here, let's see if we can get this. Can everyone like this video? Let's see if we can get to 100 likes real quick. That would be excellent. Furthest baseball I've ever hit, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, there we go, 45 likes. See how many more we can get. I'm not sure how far the furthest ball is, but if I had to guess, I've hit the ball over the center field wall, which was 400 and something feet. So I know I've hit it at least 410, probably 420. And some of those balls I didn't feel like I hit great. The furthest balls I ever hit were to left center field, but it's a total guess. 430. I don't know. I have no idea. Was I popular in high school? Well, I would say that I was, I guess, popular or well known mostly because of athletics. You were popular with Laura. Let's bring Laura in here and ask her. Hey, Laura. They want to know your opinion on if I was popular in high school. I do like the NBA. I'm a big Celtics fan. Laura is my wife. Hey, from Wisconsin. Hey, from Massachusetts.
What?
Do baseball players sneeze? Sure. I mean, most of them are human.
What's your question?
They want to know if I was popular in high school, in your opinion.
I didn't know you in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Laura just told me she didn't know me in high school. She knew of me, though.
I'm sure.
Laura and I were not dating in high school. We were from different cities, towns.
We were dating in college.
We dated in college, so... Are the Padres the best team? I would have to stay with the Dodgers right now. I'm actually going to do a power rankings, but I would go with the Dodgers as of right now. I think the Padres are really good. They were really good last year, and they've added a lot of players. So, how much money for Laura to show herself? Is that what I saw come across? Have I ever talked to Blake DeWitt? Yeah, a bunch of times. I played against Blake DeWitt a lot. Does Laura let me eat any food? The scraps, usually. Weirdest item you signed? I signed a prosthetic. Is that how you say it? I think it was it a leg? Yeah, I think it was a leg. Lady took her leg off for me, had me sign it. That's probably the weirdest one I ever signed. Hey, we got a super chat. Let's see what we got for a super chat, everyone. Josh Davis, thank you so much, Josh. Josh, are you related to Aaron Davis, who just did a super chat? If you had to play... Oh, sorry. If you had a team playing in Game 7 of the World Series, which shortstop would you have in your lineup? Derek Jeter or Corey Seager? I think Corey Seager's a great player. Also, it depends on what year Derek Jeter. Like, are we talking about like Derek Jeter's last year when he was really old, or Derek Jeter in his prime? Let's just say both players in their prime. I'm going to take Jeter just because I feel like Jeter is always like in the right spot at the right time, and he always some people say clutch isn't true. There's no such thing as clutch. I don't know. I watched Derek Jeter play. The guy came through in every situation. Laura's come back to give her input on how popular I am.
Did you watch the Patriots yet?
I did not, so...
You're doing this instead of watching the game?
I'm at halftime. The Patriots are eliminated from the playoffs, Laura, so...
You feeling okay?
Yeah. All right.
Do you know what happened?
No, I don't. Do you need to play travel to get scouts' attention, or can you just play high school ball? So high school ball, you don't have to play travel ball, okay? But I think travel ball or summer baseball you have better opportunities during that time to get recruited than high school ball, because in high school ball, most people are going to play in April and May. I know if you're down south, you play a little bit earlier. But colleges are playing that time. So it's hard for a college to come watch you play if they're playing. In the summertime, colleges aren't playing. So all they do is recruit. That's what coaches do. And so it's easier to get recruited in the summer. That does not mean you have to play travel ball. Some people are like, what, Matt? You own a travel ball program. Why would you tell people that? Because it's true. You don't have to play travel ball. You can go to showcases. You can go to college camps. You can go to... those are, I guess, the main things that you go to. I think what travel ball does for you is, one, you do get to play in front of colleges at tournaments. I think travel ball is a good way, depending on the travel ball team, some might not be, a good way to develop. Like, we practiced today for 6 hours. That's over 6 hours of practice today. So our players are practicing twice a week, basically almost not all year round, but like 8 months out of the year. So they're getting better. They're getting good coaching. Hopefully, I consider our coaches and myself pretty good coaches. So we're going to teach you how to play and how to play the game. And then we're going to help, hopefully get you in front of colleges. I mean, every tournament we go to, I coached our 17-year-old teams last year. Every tournament we go to, if there's not COVID, there's going to be lots of colleges there. And then we communicate and we talk with colleges. So we're your reference. So all that stuff, I think is helpful with travel ball, but you don't have to play travel ball. Whoa, we got a bunch more super chats, everyone. Hold on one sec. DC, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't have a question. Just wanted to say hi to you and Laura. Thanks, DC. I appreciate that. Hi. Laura might be watching this in the other room. It's a little weird that she goes, instead of just sitting in here, she goes in the other room and watches this on her phone. It's kind of strange. Big Dom Stud, thanks, buddy. Thanks for your super chat. Is Cowboy Matt coming back ever? If you guys don't know what Cowboy Matt is, that's when during lockdown, when we were all locked down for like 3 months, I played a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2. I wore a cowboy hat, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But that was back when there was nothing else to do. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't do anything. So he probably won't be back for a while. I'm going 7 days a week right now to baseball. And if I'm not at baseball, I'm doing YouTube videos and stuff like that. So he'll come back one day. Shady Boston, thank you for the super chat. No question though, Shady? Did you mean to send one? It just didn't come through? I don't see one here. M. Collins, thank you so much for the super chat. Is Laura jealous of Wendy Peppercorn? Do you think Laura knows who Wendy Peppercorn is? Hey, Laura! Laura! Do you know who Wendy Peppercorn is? Who? Oh, she said the Sandlot. Wow. Although my son has watched the Sandlot like 4,000 times, so I'm sure that's how she knows it. Did I ever play with George Soros? Isn't he a great investor? I don't think I have played with him. You're 14, you live in Massachusetts, it's too late to join Antonelli Baseball. Well, we've already picked our teams, so it is too late for this season, but not for next season. Our tryouts are usually in July, sometimes August. Trevor Plouffe stories. I've played against Trevor Plouffe, but I don't have any stories about him. He always hit well against us. If you're 2 years old and throw 150 miles per hour, you're on your way, I'd say. You're not there yet, but you're on your way. Jackson White, thank you for the super chat, Jackson. Kevin Kiermaier is so hot. Well, sure, why not? Thank you for the super chat. Horace Lupercal, thank you so much for the super chat. Is it super awkward when people get crazy mad, frustrated, and dugout during a game? Not really. I think you get used to it. Now, I've never had anyone pull like a David Ortiz where they take the bat and just start smashing the dugout phone or the bullpen phone. I've never seen that. So you kind of get used to guys, throwing home. Sometimes you get scared. Like there's been plenty of times I've been sitting there watching the game and then all of a sudden you just hear like boom, like next to you, and it's somebody like, smashing a helmet off or something. So that scares you sometimes. I got 2 stories I'll tell you real quick. I know I got a lot of super chats coming through right now. I'm going to get to all these super chats, but let me tell you 2 dugout stories real quick, okay? In college, I'm a junior, and I'm having a really good year. I'm trying to get drafted, right? And not there's a lot of pressure on me, but I'm trying to get drafted. And I get tendonitis in my throwing shoulder, and it hurts so bad that I cannot throw. Like I can't throw the ball more than 40 feet, and it kills every time I throw. Never experienced this before. So I come to the field and I tell my coach, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong. My shoulder's killing me. So they have the trainer come in. He says, it looks like tendonitis, blah, blah, blah. They start working on it. Let's see if I can go out and play. So I go and I throw, and I cannot throw, but I can hit. So I tell my coach, I'm like, listen, I can't throw. I'm like, but I can hit fine. Can I play DH? And he says, no, you're going to play third base. And I was like, I can't reach first. And he said, well, you're going to play third anyway. So I'm in the game. I get a ground ball, a lot of scouts there to watch me. I field this ball and throw to first. I throw it and the ball comes out of my hand and it bounces at the pitcher's mound and rolls to first base. And I'm like, there goes my chances of getting drafted. Every college coach or every pro scout in the stands right now thinks that I can't reach first. So I get so mad that I go in to the dugout. I've never done this before. I went into the dugout after the inning. I took my glove. I Gronk spiked it onto the ground, and then I kicked it as hard as I could. And one of our coaches, not my head coach, but one of our coaches is standing here watching the game. And the glove, I kicked it so hard, the glove just went boom and smashed this guy so hard in the face. I went from so pissed to so sorry. I just kicked it and I went, oh my God, I just killed my coach. And he turned and probably wondering what the hell just hit him. And he said, he yelled at me and then he said, but I like the intensity or something like that. And I felt horrible. So that's one dugout story of me getting pissed off. I usually didn't do that. But my first time in pro ball, this is another quick story, and then I'll get to the super chats. Will Venable, who I like Will a lot. I've played with Will for a long time. We're in A ball, low A ball, Fort Wayne Wizards. And Will must have been struggling because I remember he came in, he had his glove on, he was getting ready to go play center field, and he was biting the glove like this, and he was so mad, and I'm sitting there next to him, and I don't really know him yet because I just got called up to single A, and he's going, and he's biting and I think he's trying to rip his glove into two pieces, I'm not sure, but he's just really upset. And I remember he ran out onto the field, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is insane, I think. Like, I've never seen someone get this angry. Didn't break anything, but those are two memories that stick with me through dugout stuff, but there was a lot more than that. Okay. The Renster 500, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Can everyone give the video a like? We need one more like to get to 100 likes. Benjamin, oh, there we go. Thanks, guys. Benjamin Mulder, thank you so much for the super chat. Who's your favorite player of all time? So my favorite player of all time is probably Manny Ramirez. Pedro Martinez is one of my favorites of all time, too. I would say Manny's my favorite hitter. Pedro's my favorite pitcher. Now, I did really like Nomar Garcia-Parra as a kid because I'm from Boston. He played shortstop, and I love Nomar. But Manny, when Manny came to Boston, it was just like, he was just too good for me not to love him. So, probably Manny. Coffee Medley, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for creating Thanks for creating quality content consistently. Wow, what's that called with all the C's? Alliteration? I don't know. I learned that at some point, but I might be wrong with that. Do you drink coffee, and what coffee do they give you in the clubhouse? So I don't drink coffee, Coffee Medley. This probably makes you mad since it seems like you make coffee or sell coffee. I don't like coffee. And do they give you coffee in the clubhouse? Oh yeah, every clubhouse has coffee in it. I know nothing about coffee because I don't drink it, but they do. Every clubhouse is going to have coffee in there for you. Free of charge. Carlos Del Paso, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Matt. Hey, Carlos. I'm from Brazil, and your videos are very good. Unfortunately, baseball in Brazil is not so popular but some people like it a lot. Yeah, Carlos. Jan Gomes is from Brazil. I played with Jan. I think Jan is the first ever Brazilian major leaguer, I believe. I think he said that. But Jan's still playing, but I played with him when I was in Cleveland. Solid player. Great career. Quinn Riley, thank you much for the super chat. You have no question there, Quinn. I don't know if you sent one, it didn't come through, but it didn't come through. All right, I think I got everyone's there. All right, here we go. Oh, we got another super chat. Now, hold on one second, everybody. Now the world, 138. Thank you so much for the super chat. Dodgers or Padres, who's better? Dodgers fan here. Well, I think the Padres have definitely narrowed the gap. I'm going to go with the Dodgers still because they've got a lot of their team back, although they'll probably end up losing a couple of these guys to free agency. But, man, they're loaded. Now, the Padres are loaded too, obviously. They were great offensively last year, and they got a lot of their offense back. And now they've added 2 stud pitchers at the top of the rotation. So I love the Padres as well. I'll say it's very close. I'm going to go with the Dodgers because they've obviously won the World Series. But I think the Padres are going to give them I think it should be a great series. And I would not be surprised if, we get to the playoffs and both of those teams are in. I wouldn't be surprised if Padres beat them. Does Matt reply? Is that what that said? Who is my idol? Oh man, my idol? It's a tough question. That's a great question. My idol. Let me think about that. There's a lot of people that I that I look up to. I'm trying to think of just one person without. It's hard to name just one person. It's almost like when someone says, "Who's your favorite teammate?" I don't want to say who because there's a lot of teammates that I liked. Celtics game was great today. I recorded it. I haven't watched it yet. I will watch it later on though. How do I feel about the Patriots not making the playoffs? I'm depressed. Tips for winter workouts? I would say figure out, really focus on what you need to work on. Like, what are you not good at? What are your weaknesses? And continue to build in your strengths. But I would really think about what are your weaknesses and then really attack them. We talked about that today at practice. I noticed today, it was our first time back at winter workouts in like 10 days because we gave everyone off for the holidays. And players, especially the young players, older players were good. Young players were not really focused today. It was almost like they were still on vacation. And, I was kind of getting upset a little bit. Because same thing, I want our players to, I'm there trying to work on everybody's weaknesses. And so I'm trying to help players, and they weren't really making adjustments, and they weren't really focused. And so I would say, just because it's the winter doesn't mean it's not important. And before you know it, the season will be here. So, hey, Sesixact? I don't know if I said that right, but thank you so much for the super chat. Tom Brady, number 1. I agree with you. Tom Brady, number 1. I love Tom Brady. All right, let's see here. Matt, good question here. When you were younger, did females flock MLB players? I know you were always with your wife, but was there opportunities? I would say, yeah, that there was probably opportunities for most baseball players. I would say like most people, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there that really like baseball. But I'm saying I'm sure there is. There is people out there that like baseball players and want to say hello to them. Matt, what's your worst weather experience during my career? My worst weather experience, huh? My junior year of college, it snowed opening day. That wasn't fun. When I was in short season, no, that wasn't short season. Where was that? What league was that? I played in Batavia, New York. What the hell? That wasn't short season. Anyways, I played in Batavia, New York. Who the hell plays in Batavia, New York? I don't know. But I was there playing and for somebody. I don't remember who. But I remember we got snowed out. We had like 2 feet of snow. And the next day was freezing. I couldn't even feel my hands and I had to play there. So that was pretty bad. Yes, it is New York Penn League, but I've never been in that league. I was playing in some other league, and we had to play a game in Batavia for some reason. So I don't know. Anyways, I would say my worst overall experience with weather, though, consistently, was it would have been in Syracuse, New York, AAA for the Nationals, but I injured my hamstring and missed the first month of the season, so I didn't have to go in the freezing cold. But playing in Portland, Oregon in AAA, now you might think Portland's not that cold, but I swear every single night it drizzled on us and was cold. It didn't snow, it rained, but it was a cold rain every game for the first month. It was miserable. All right, we got some super chats, everybody. Hold on one second. Dan's Dailies. Thanks again, Dan, for the super chat. The kid drafted in the first round by the Rangers is an Excel alum. David Dahl. Chase Whitley. Todd Jones. Really? I'm going to have to look these guys up then. I don't know them. but I will look them up because those are all really good players. Quinn Riley, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on stats like weighted runs created plus. So I think now listen, I couldn't tell you how weighted runs created plus is calculated, but I do know that it is run creation, which the game revolves around runs. The more runs you score, the more you'll win, usually. And basically they're normalizing everything for ballpark. So you don't have an advantage, you play a course, and also for time period that you play in, right? So you can kind of compare players that played in like the 1912 versus players that play in 2020. And so, I like that stat. And then you basically, 100 is league average. And so I think it's easy. And all those stats are make it easy, I guess. If it's over 100, they're better than league average. If it's under, they're under, and what percentage. So I like it. I'm not smart enough to figure out how to calculate it, but if you just tell me what it is, I can get a good idea if you will help my offense or not. Evan, thank you so much for the super chat. What did you spend your free time doing during your career? Why am I reading this question so much like a robot? What did I do? Maybe that's why, because I can't read. What did you spend your free time doing during your career besides dominating at Nerf basketball? Well, during the season, I'm probably the most boring person of all time. Some people would say I'm just the most boring person of all time, regardless. Because during the season, I basically played baseball, and that was it. I'd get home from a game, I'd read a book. Wow, what a loser. I'd read a book. I like to eat like good food at like a nice restaurant. Watch a movie. Laura and I are very exciting people. I would say what I did during the season is what I do now. Nothing. I work, and then I watch a movie, play a video game, read a book. Last night I did all three, I think, late last night. Did I? I have a new book, The All Blacks. I don't know if you guys have heard of the All Blacks. Where are they? New Zealand, one of the best rugby teams, I believe. Well, I just got a new book and started reading it last night. It's pretty interesting. I also played a little bit of MLB The Show, and I didn't watch a movie last night, but I watched the Celtics game last night. I recorded it. Now the World 138. Thank you again for the super chat. Your first MLB hit, more important to you or family? My first MLB hit, more important to you or my family? I don't know. My first MLB hit really isn't that important to me. I'm not sure how important it is to my family, but I don't know. I don't really ever think about it. So most people that know me, I don't really ever talk about anything I did as a player unless you ask me. Unless we're talking about it, so I don't think it's super important to me. EJ Slem, thank you so much for the super chat. Are you a fan of yoga? I'm really bad at yoga. We did yoga every day when I was with the Padres in spring training. Every morning we did yoga, and it was relaxing. And my favorite was corpse pose, I think it was called. You just lay on the ground and stare at the ceiling. I always thought that was really relaxing. But then when she's, making us do all these weird things, I'm not flexible. I was not built. I'm built like, like everything's really tight. I'm not flexible. I'm not like the long, loose athlete. I'm a little more stiff and rigid. I probably need more yoga. But, yeah. I'm not a huge fan, but, and plus my wrist isn't good, so when I get down into these different things, my wrists hurt. RC from the NYC, thanks RC. What's up, Matt? Hey, Laura, what's up, chat? Happy and safe new year to everyone. 45 days until pitchers and catchers report. That is fantastic news. I hope, does anyone know, are they going to report? What's the word out? Are they reporting on time like normal? Has anyone said anything yet? I don't know. I hope so, though. Ben Mulder, thank you much for the super chat. Who wins a home run derby, Video Game Matt or Kent Murphy? I don't think there's any question that Video Game Matt crushes Kent Murphy. Will Kent Murphy make you laugh? Yeah, absolutely. But Video Game Matt's going to freaking hit 400 home runs. So, Video Game Matt. All right. Thanks for all those super chats, guys and gals. All right, everybody. We're getting close to 200 likes on this video. Can everyone give a like? Let's see if we get to 200. Hey, I'm a freshman going into high school, trying out for third base. Is there anything I should be doing? Well, yeah, I guess there should be a lot that you should be doing. I don't know, where you live or what facilities you can get into or fields or anything or what the weather's like, but I'd be taking an awful lot. I'd be basically thinking about, okay, what do I do as a third baseman? Third baseman for me, it's a reactionary position, a one-hand position. Got to work on forehand, backhands. Got to work on first step quickness. Got to work on slow rollers coming in, getting the ball. Those would be the main things. Get a lot of reps. Get a lot of top spin ground balls. I'd work on getting not these nice easy ground balls, but have someone chop the crap out of the ball to you. And then obviously you got to be able to hit if you're a third baseman, and you got to be pretty strong. So I'd be in the weight room. That's where I'd start. Hey, EJ Slim, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so happy my Bears made the playoffs. Are you a fan of them and other Chicago teams? So I'm not a fan of the Bears. I mean, I've watched the Bears play plenty of times. Actually, this year I haven't watched them a lot. Let's see. I watched the Bears play the Vikings, I think, on Monday Night Football when I was in Florida for a little bit. The only reason I remember that is because I told... who won that game? Vikings beat the Bears that day? Bears love, Bears love, Bears love, Bears. I just remember watching the game and my son said, who's going to win this game? It was in Chicago, I think. And I said, Chicago's going to win this game, I think. And then my daughter, who's 3, said, no, Vikings are going to win. I said, really? And she said, yeah. And I was like, okay. The Vikings won. And then 3-4 weeks later, we were watching the game and I'm watching TV and the Vikings were on. They were playing, who were they playing? They're playing the Bucks. And my daughter was like, hey, the Vikings are playing. And I was like, how the hell do you remember that this team's called the Vikings? I was pretty impressed. That was a long story for no reason. But I don't follow any other Chicago teams. I mean, I watch all of them. I watch every sport pretty much, except for hockey. I don't watch the Blackhawks. Zach Koska. Thanks, Zach, for the super chat. I appreciate that. You have no question there, but thank you for the super chat. You came here looking for baseball. Oh, it's right here. There it is for you. Pre-game meal. I had a lot of cereal before the games. Might be a little weird. Do I know that Man Ramirez follows me on Instagram? Yes, I do. How about that, Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry's a beast. How many times a week should you lift? I would say I typically lift it in the off season 3 to 4 times a week. That Antonelli rookie card right there, this one right here. Oh, look at that one right there, guys. That's a beauty right there. Thanks again. Shout out to Jared Sinatra who got me this for Christmas. That's pretty sweet. That's back when this guy was called a prospect. Now he's just a suspect. We've got a super chat. Richie the Wolf. Thanks, Richie. If a non-sports person asks why do a lot of people dislike the Patriots so much, what would your answer be? Do you think the hatred is by jealousy? I think people hate the Patriots because, one, they've won so much, and anytime someone wins a lot, you get sick of them winning all the time. And 2, because they've been caught cheating a few times, and then people get mad because not only have they won, but then they think that everything they do is cheating. And so they hate it for that reason. And then, I think some people are sick of Bill Belichick and kind of his antics and the way he talks in the media and all that stuff. I think there's a lot of things. But for all those reasons, that's why I love the Patriots. So, but for me, see, I'm like this weird person. I've got a question for you guys since I've been answering all your questions. Also because they're from Boston. Boston's a great place. Everything with price. Did you see my videos yet? I don't think I ever saw your videos. I'll have to give it a look. I have a lot of emails that I need to get to. I was going to ask you guys a question, and now I don't remember the question I was going to ask. What were we talking about? We're talking about cheating, talking about the Patriots. Oh, man, I had a good question I wanted to ask, and I totally forget it. Shoot. Would I want to be a manager? A manager in what, like professional, like major leagues? Right now, I don't think I would. I've thought about that, and I don't know. I think I'm happy right now what I'm doing. Man, what was I going to ask you guys? It was like an interesting question that I wanted to ask you. Is throwing sidearm bad for second baseman? I throw sidearm all the time at second base. Oh, I remember what I was going to ask, guys. Okay. Put it in the comments real quick. When two teams are playing and you have I've done this before, but a long time ago. You have like, David versus Goliath, right? You've got the team that, is on top all the time. Maybe like Patriots or maybe like Alabama for football. And then you've got the underdog. Who do you cheer for more often? Are you cheering for the underdog, or are you cheering for the favorite or the Goliath?